Elon Musk has just confirmed this big Tesla news and he responded to surprised investors. Tesla laid off its entire 40-person US growth and advertising content team last night. There were also significant layoffs in Tesla's design studio and staff located in Hawthorne. The company still has a smaller marketing group in Europe. This is not necessarily all bad, even in the short term, because Elon Musk has been directly promoting Tesla, so maybe he will do a lot more of that going forward. And Elon proactively promoting Tesla could actually result in more sales than doing advertising campaigns. The question though is, will Elon Musk continue promoting Tesla actively like this? Because of this news, I would also expect some Tesla analysts to lower their price targets for Tesla stock even further. And I too, like James, have a hard time believing that they had a team of 40 people working on just content alone. However, they probably had no power and influence over any big decisions and no budget to work with. But 40 people? I would have expected a lot more content from Tesla. Elon responded by saying exactly the ads were far too generic, could have been any car. I like responses from Elon Musk, and if you do enjoy daily Tesla stock news, click on the like button. All of the Tesla ads that I have seen were pretty much really generic, and they just contained recycled footage. Sawyer replied to Elon, yeah, bring me and Omar in. Yeah, these things are too easy to sell, says Omar. And Omar is offering more help. Elon, I will consult for you for free and what the best strategy is to tell the Tesla story, how one of the greatest stories in the history of American business here, and it has not been told well for a few years. Yashi chimed into conversation as well. Time for Tesla to hire a performance marketing team and outsource this. As much as I'm for vertical integration, they could benefit greatly from external perspective. It certainly would be great to have Apple level marketing team, and ideally much better. And there are more people surprised, just like me, that there were 40 people doing US content. Tesla, by the way, started building the team about 4 months ago. This was part of Musk's early move on traditional advertising and placing Tesla content on other platforms here on X. However, Tesla just made another move, and I like this one. When you go to Tesla's website, you can navigate much easier in terms of, are you going to lease a car, finance, or pay cash? You can also customize everything. You can calculate your annual mileage, gasoline cost, and you can browse a little bit more. Overall, it's just a better experience, so I like it. Before, the lease option was sort of somewhat hidden. Omar definitely agrees with me, and this could be Elon pushing for this kind of thing directly. And maybe Tesla could just automatically pre-select the financing option when you first land on this page. Right now, if I refresh it, automatically it shows you cash first, and that's not bad, but most people want to know, how much am I going to pay per month, because I'm financing or I'm leasing, and most people don't pay in cash. Unless they're like me, I paid for my Tesla in cash. Back to advertising, people wanted to see Tesla fight FUD, not talk about the HEPA filter. LG Energy Solutions is reportedly close to signing a contract with Tesla to supply $4.3 billion worth of battery material. Supply would begin next year. The material ordered is estimated to be installed in 1.3 to 1.4 million electric vehicles. I translated the article from Korean to English, and these are not finished cells. Now, is that 1.3 to 1.4 million number a yearly number, or that just the total number that Tesla will get over some period of time, over multiple years maybe? It does state, however, that detailed discussions are currently underway and a contract is expected to be signed in the second half of the year. So supply will begin next year and is estimated to last 6 to 7 years. So most likely Tesla is going to be getting enough material to make 200,000 cars per year from this. So not that many, but this is going to be in-house battery production based on this article. Elon just replied with a maybe to this post. Florida could be among the first US states where Tesla introduces unattended FSD at level 4, as no regulatory hurdles or permits are required there, given the rapid progress of FSD and introduction of FSD at level 4 with passenger in the driver's seat but unsupervised is, in my honest opinion, likely by the end of the year. This is as close as we have gotten so far this year to Elon Musk saying, yep, FSD is going to be solved this year. He didn't say this time, yeah, it is going to happen. He just said maybe. However, keep in mind that maybe he did not read the full post. Maybe he just read the first few words here and then he just said maybe, and maybe he just didn't see the end of the post here because you have to click into it. By default, it only shows you this much. But I have been seeing so many people saying that regulatory approval is going to be insanely hard to a point that it's basically going to be impossible. I strongly disagree with that because look at what's happening in Florida. If you still think it's a problem, please update your biological neuroness with the Florida law for autonomous vehicles. In 2019, the governor signed a landmark bill explicitly permitting self-driving vehicles to operate without a human on board. It's already allowed. And Tesla does not need to launch in every single place in the US all at once. Tesla can just take one market at a time. When will the first Tesla paid trip in a Tesla robotaxi take place? A legal trip in a Tesla with no driver? Most people seem to think it's going to happen in 2025. Now, technically today already with FSD V12, if you have tested the vehicle through a certain route many times, I think you could already do it. But to some degree, I think that would be highly gimmicky if Tesla decided to do that today because, okay, you can do it under these limited conditions, but it doesn't mean that it's safer than human driving under regular conditions in any random city in the US. And Elon did not say it's going to be safer than human driving this year. He just basically said, maybe we're going to get there, assuming that he read that whole post. And we know that Elon has been quite overly optimistic about this whole thing, so I would say probably not this year, just based on what Elon Musk is saying. So I think a much better question to ask is, in mass, when will these rides start taking place? Not just one gimmicky ride, because Tesla could already do it today here in Vancouver if it really wanted to. Yesterday, I had 2 intervention-free drives. They were about 10 minutes long each, and they were relatively simple drives, but I could have slept during these drives and I would have been fine. A big part of my Tesla stock investment thesis is that FSD will drive safer than an average human driver before 2030 ends.